Welcome to my Melbourne Explained series. In this series, we're going to discuss all the different areas of Melbourne, Florida, so you can decide which areas may be the best fit for your next move. In this video, which is the first video in the series, I'm going to do a quick overview of Brevard County and Melbourne, looking at the map, and then in the rest of the videos of the series, we'll dive deep into each of the 8 specific areas of Melbourne, Florida. Before getting started, I'm Risa.coyne, a local realtor here on the Space Coast, and I would love to help you and your family find the perfect place to call home. Whether you know the exact area you want to move to and have your timeline all figured out, or you're just getting started on your search and are months away from making any sort of decision, I'm here to help you and answer questions every step of the way. Call, text, or email, and we can get the conversation started. Brevard County, also known as the Space Coast, is home to over 600,000 people. It is located on the east coast of Central Florida and includes a mainland and a barrier island. The east side of the mainland borders the Indian River Lagoon, and if you live on the barrier island, you're surrounded by water with the river on your west side and the Atlantic Ocean to the east. Brevard County is a very long county, covering 72 miles from north to south, from Mims down to Mico. Due to its length, pretty much anywhere you live in Brevard, the farthest you'd be away from the beach is about an hour. It's also centrally located to other big Florida destinations. Brevard County is about an hour and 15-minute drive from Orlando, 2.5 hours from Tampa, and 3 hours from Miami, depending on exactly where you live in the county. Brevard County has so many lifestyle options, from bustling urban areas to quiet suburban neighborhoods, peaceful rural areas, and coastal towns. There truly is something for everyone. Specifically, we will be learning all about Melbourne, Florida. Melbourne is a city in the south central part of the county with a population of over 87,000 people, and that doesn't include the unincorporated parts of Viera and Suntree, which would bring that number up by about 20 grand or more. Melbourne, Florida offers a vibrant blend of coastal living and economic opportunity, featuring beautiful beaches, a strong job market, and a wealth of recreational activities. With its affordable cost of living, family-friendly environment, and amazing weather, it's an ideal place for both relaxation and growth. All the areas within Melbourne can be accessed within about 30 minutes or less. In order to get from one area of Melbourne to the other, you can either hop on 95, the main highway in the county, and get off on one of the exits, or you can drive right through Melbourne by using Wickham Road. And finally, you have US 1, which runs along the Indian River. To the north of Melbourne, you have Rockledge, and to the south, you have Palm Bay. Let's take a look at these different areas from south to north. So here's the map of Melbourne, and the areas I'm going to go over are going to be the same as how Melbourne is split on the MLS. The MLS is the database that real estate agents use that has all the listings compiled into one spot. When you work with an agent, they should absolutely have access to their local MLS so that you can view every property that is available to you. So as you learn about these different areas of Melbourne and decide which areas you do like, then we can actually set you up with a search that will look into those areas specifically instead of all of Brevard County or even just Melbourne as a whole. So starting with the southernmost part of Melbourne, this area here is actually called Central Melbourne. No one's quite sure why it's called that, since it's in fact the most southern part, but here it is. Here you'll find the Melbourne Airport in one of 2 historic downtowns. It is bordered by Palm Bay and West Melbourne. Now, West Melbourne is actually its own city, so we're not going to discuss that in this series, but if you do want to learn more, check out my video about moving to West Melbourne and you'll learn everything there is to know. Now moving north, we hit the Eau Gallie area, which includes the Eau Gallie Arts District, which is our second historic downtown in Melbourne. And then we have Lake Washington, which provides a much more rural feel. Pineda, which is very convenient to major roads and amenities. And then Palm Shores area, which includes the town itself of Palm Shores. And it gives off more of a sense of a tight-knit community. And then finally, you have Suntree and Viera, which are both master planned communities considered to be unincorporated Brevard. Suntree is pretty established while Viera is growing literally by the second. Viera is the northernmost part of Melbourne, and then you hit Rockledge. Then over here on the barrier island, we have what is considered to be beachside. Now don't get confused by Melbourne Beach, that's its own thing further south. Living on beachside Melbourne gives you access to the beach a mile or less away. Each of these areas has its own unique sets of pros and cons and offer residents different amenities. Stay tuned for the next videos in our Melbourne Explained series, which will dive deep into the 8 areas of Melbourne I've just identified, one video at a time. The next video will feature the most southern part of Melbourne, Central Melbourne. We'll explore the area's schools, homes, recreation, amenities, roads, and much, much more. If you have any questions about the Brevard County area or Melbourne or are considering a move, please feel free to reach out to me by call, text, or email, and we can get the conversation started. Again, I'm Risa.coyne with Keller Williams Brevard Realty, and I'll see you in the next video.